Hola muchachos! We are going to look at superlatives today. And you might have heard of superlatives. Superlatives are often given at schools at the end of the year to say, to award prizes for the most or the least of a characteristic. You can also make superlatives in English by adding est to the end of an adjective, so the tallest, the funniest, etc. In Spanish, superlatives are made by using más or menos. So depending on whether you want to say the most or the least. To say that someone or something is the most of an adjective, you do have to use the article el, la, los, or las, then the word más plus the adjective. To say something or someone is the least of something, again you use el, la, los, or las. This time you're going to use the word menos before the adjective. Okay? The adjective must agree with the noun the superlative is referring to. Okay, so if you're saying the tallest, tall for a girl, the tall would have to be alta, etc. Also, if you're saying the group from which the superlative is coming from, you use de. So if I were saying she is the tallest in the class, in English we use the word in. In Espanol, however, you would use de, from the class. Also, you can add the noun in the superlative phrase between the article, in other words, between the el, la, los, or las, and the superlative word. That would be to say she is the tallest girl. You would say she is the girl most tall, or something like that. Let's actually write it out and you'll see what I mean. So let's talk about Rosa and her superlatives. And if I just wanted to say Rosa is the funniest, remember in Spanish you say the most funny, the most funny. So I'm going to say Rosa es la, because it's a girl, so it has to be la. You always have to use el, la, los, or las. Más cómica. That's the simplest of my superlatives. If I want to say she is the funniest student, I can include that between the article, the el, la, los, and las, and the word más. So, Rosa es la estudiante más cómica. So if I use the noun that the person or the thing being compared to is, I would have to use that word in between the article and the word más or menos. If I wanted to say Rosa is the funniest in the class, I would say Rosa es la más cómica, and your instinct is going to want to say en la clase, but it's not en la clase. It would be de la clase, from the class. And lastly, I can say Rosa is the funniest student in the class. That would be Rosa es la, remember, estudiante goes in between, estudiante más cómica, and not en la clase, but de la clase. See? Okay, one thing to note is that if you're referring to, this shouldn't be and, it should be on. When referring to an idea or a concept, so in other words, not a concrete thing, not a concrete person, you're going to use the neutral article lo. Not el, lo. For example, lo más importante es. That would translate to the most important thing is important thing is not a concrete, it's an idea, the most important thing for anybody. If I used the most important car, now that's concrete, and I would go back to using el. But I'm not. I'm talking about something abstract, an idea. Oh, no, I didn't mean to erase that. An idea, so therefore I use lo. You can use these with similar concepts, like lo más difícil de ser joven, the most difficult. Thing about being young is lo menos divertido de ser estudiante, the least fun thing about being a student is. But these are, even though it's fun thing, difficult thing, these aren't a concrete things I'm referring to. They're concepts or ideas. Therefore, I have to use lo. Lastly, let's look at the irregular superlatives. You know that you knew they were coming. There's always something irregular. In this case, we're going to look at the regulars, which are bueno, so for good, or the best, malo, bad, or the worst. Let me write that actually, because the most good would be the best. The most bad would be the worst. The most old would be the oldest. And the most young, of course, is the youngest. These translate this way. So if you're going to say something is the best, remember you still need the article, el, la, los, or las. And the superlative itself is mejor. If it's plural, it's going to be mejores. If you're going to say something is the worst, again, you need the word the, which is going to be either el, or la, or los, or las. And worst, the word is peor. If it's plural, peores. Viejo for the oldest, again, el, la, los, or las. It's going to be mayor or mayores. Let me be consistent here. And to say the youngest, again, the word the is either going to be el, or la, or los, or las. The word youngest, the superlative, is menor. And if you use it in the plural, menores. ¿Sí? Gracias, muchachos. Adiós.